All right, straight politicking on all the politickers, and I'm here with my co-host as usual every week, Munchie B the mayor. Hopefully, we'll get Spider Logan here next week. But in the meantime, and in between time, we got our guest co-host. I want to say, Mr. What is it? The righteous people, right? Mr. I before E.
Yeah, yeah.
He got the coldest intro.
Mr. I am not your friend.
Yeah, I'm not.
I got Gangland Niem.
Yeah.
Thanks for pulling up, bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me for real.
Yeah, so hey, we want to start off just figuring out what got you into this space because you're kind of a mysterious dude. You popped up about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And
A year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah, literally a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago.
Yeah, it wasn't 2 years.
Early 2024.
Yep.
Okay.
You booming for a year.
And as soon as you popped up, you was in my feed. That means you're doing content related to what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Who's this dude?" Oh, okay, he's from L.A. Okay,
Yeah.
I could tell this guy's
Born
from
and raised.
L.A. Born and raised.
Never went nowhere.
Yeah, never went nowhere.
Nice.
No diss to the people that left L.A.
Yeah, no, I'm not even speaking about nobody. So we talk about me.
Yeah.
I ain't never went nowhere. I'm from LA, you know what I'm saying? I just
Well, I had your name on our list that we did of all the guys that do
I
content.
saw that. Appreciate that too.
And while Munchie B and I were talking about the variety of people on here, we got a few Mexicans, we got some dropouts, and I may be right or wrong, but I called you a non-affiliate.
yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything that I was I correct?
Y'all need to yeah.
Okay.
You right?
Okay, that's cool. And
My affiliations don't make no difference. You feel me? I'm here to cut content.
like unlike Munchie,
Yeah.
What's that?
it's on IFG every day.
Yeah, and that's what it's supposed that's what it is. You feel me?
Hey, but I keep it clean on camera. I keep it clean to the best.
I like how you handle shit on camera. I'll be honest. You feel me?
I try to keep it
smooth.
clean, and I learned the lesson last year with the Don't Cuz Me shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't tweaking on that shit. That shit small fry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you started out the gate, nice setup, nice background, good microphone, good equipment.
Yeah.
Like right out the gate. So you must have did a little research and
I'm a plant.
yeah, and bring the mic in a little closer.
My plan is crazy.
You
You gonna be on the Reddit later.
It's cool. I mean, people make
Gangland Niem is a plant. Watch.
people make all kind of stories, and because it's just like you said, like I guess I'm mysterious because like this the thing, like I guess to the internet, but like people know me. You feel me? Like people know me, but they just don't know me like doing this. So you know what I'm saying?
Can you share with us what are some of the schools you hit as a young lad here in Los Angeles?
Crescent Heights, Audubon. Then I ended up going to Santa Monica High, bouncing out of here because my mom, you know what I'm saying, I was doing different shit. You feel me? And she wanted me elsewhere, so that's what she put me.
Okay, Santa Monica. That's interesting high school because I every time I drive by there and I hear the bell ring and they're coming out the school, it's like 90% Latino walking out that school. Was it like that back then for you?
Not really. It was like it was like it was whites and Mexicans. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
It was like a few of us. I got a couple of cousins and stuff who went there too. A few people who bust out from LA to go over there. Same situations and shit. So hell yeah.
I got busted a couple schools. I went to Marine Del Rey. I
Yeah.
got bust there. All the ghetto kids come from all the different ghettos, and the bus be on the side of the school, falling off into Marine Del Rey. Like, yeah.
I used to catch that 358 down Slauson though. I didn't get like actually bust out there. I'd be on the bus.
Oh
out
yeah,
there,
I got on that yellow thing. I got
Yeah.
kicked off the yellow bus. I had to start catching the city bus.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you getting into this space back in early 2024?
Really just like I used to watch all this stuff, right? And then you find yourself having opinions about different things. So I was just like, I think I could do this, and I'm looking at people, and I'm like, I think I could do it better. And so that's what I did. You feel me? I saw what everybody was doing, and I just did the opposite for real, And I think that's probably why, like how much you was saying, like in a year, you know what I'm saying, like I'm doing solid for a year, cause it's something different. You feel me? I'm not trying to be like nobody. I'm from LA. I dress, look, talk like and all this shit, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just comfortable being me type shit. You feel me? I don't have to I got family from everywhere and all that, but that shit don't make a difference. I don't need niggas to know who my pops and uncles is and shit. Like, it's me. Like,
Right.
that shit don't matter. Like, respect me.
Yeah, you keep it pretty, I guess, private when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, because it don't make a difference. I just niggas want to be nosy and shit and try to tie niggas to this and that. And, like, that shit don't make a difference for me. You feel me?
But, you know, the watchers are eventually going to do it.
Oh, and that's cool. And that's their job, though. But, you feel me? Like, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm here for a reason. Like, I started this before I even, before I got on here and I was watching everything, I had intention. You feel me? I'm Muslim. Like, everything is intention, right? And my intention was to come on here and show people something different coming from the land. Like, we know it's all gang. That's why my name is Gangland Niem, right? This is gangland, you feel me? But it's something different. You feel me? Everybody is not, you know what I'm saying, throwing up signs and doing all the shit, right? So that's just, that's my whole thing. Y'all could do your research or whatever.
Yeah, and another thing is that you got smooth thumbnails, which is a very hard thing for people to master. It's a very misunderstood craft.
Right.
But I've been checking out your thumbnails. I was like, bro, you even got the thumbnails down to a science.
I take pride in everything that I do, bro. I won't lie to you. Like, if I want to do something, I want to be, like, the best at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that took time, too, because if you go back on my page, you could go down to, like, my first videos, and you can see how the thumbnails look. I used to be on the thumbnails with the funny faces and the colors and, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And then it's like over time, you just see how it go. I'm looking at other people's thumbnails, right? I'm seeing the best people or who I regard like the best people and or the top people. And I'm looking at how they doing their thumbnails and, you know, what's catching. I just kind of like, you know, just like incorporated little things. Shout out KB Goes Live too. That's my dog, man. He gave me like a thumbnail course. I ain't gonna lie, when cause he saw what I was doing, he was like, bro, you about to do some stuff out here. I could tell. He like, I just want to help you. And he gave me like little pointers that helped me you know, like fine tune what I was doing. So shout out, bro, for real, cause you know what I'm saying, he one of the people who in the beginning really showed me love. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really find that out here. I used to be in people chat, just supporting it and everything. Niggas knew who I was, and nobody wanted to say nothing to me or nothing. That's cool.
All right, what you do after high school? You went to during college or anything?
Yeah, I went to I went to junior college, but I was really kind of still on bunk and shit. So like I wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying, I was there for like women and you know what I mean, just parties and shit. I wasn't really like trying to learn anything, you know.
No, I could hear you smart though, and then shit. Never wrong being there for the party. Hey, cause I went to all these college parties, and I never went to like a university or nothing. I'm like, I could have just been going to college, and then if I was gonna be popping up at all these parties,
Right.
Like, I know I'm smarter than a lot of people here.
That's a fact.
And then like this little female told me like college ain't about being smart, is about finishing what you start. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's fire.
But I was like, yeah, and I could tell you, you know what I'm saying? You ain't no dumb dude.
No, I'm not dumb, but like for the record, I'm not like educated like in no ill way or nothing, like, cause I hear a lot of people say that, but I don't never try to like act like, you know what I'm saying, like I got some like souped up education or nothing. I just like I read, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and like my pops was a gang member and shit, but my pops was real smart, bro. My pops was a real smart nigga, bro. Like he knew everything, like because he just loved information, right? So he could have a conversation with anybody in any room about anything, and like I kind of got that from him, type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. My dad's smart. He's sharp. Yeah, no, he you know, he versed in a whole lot.
Yeah.
Everything, Black history. He know the Bible back and forth, even though he ain't real religious. He real smart though.
But I saw Munchie's picture pop up on your thumbnails, and I was scrolling through your channel.
I was on Munchie and Spider Look one time because y'all went to No Jumper.
This clip is of with Spider Loc and Munchie B, right? Dope content, but apparently they trying to sell out to Adam 22. Golly. Now these are the last people that I would think would want to rally behind Flacco to get on No Jumper. Shame on them. But we gonna get into this clip.
And I was just like, why I had no jumper? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was no disrespect or nothing. That's not how I cut my content. You feel me? But I was just like, I just wanted to say my piece. I'm like, why y'all up there? Like, y'all got y'all shit.
Well, initially, Munchie didn't even want to go.
Man, if I told the story on how I ended up there, I ain't gonna even do that. Cause then, you feel me? But me at No Jumper is not me following their agenda. Cause I know they be on bunk a lot of times with certain stuff. Cause I'm not doing the sex playing games back and forth or none of that. Whack take a lot of that. I mean, Brick Baby, he said he don't got a problem with it. Like, loosen up, bro. It's, we just doing content. I don't want to do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm there to get my following up, get my money in. I'm going to bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when people attack No Jumper, you know, just skip me, bro. This ain't no game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, no, I get it, though. No Jumper be getting it, though, especially from that point and shoot, dude.
Right.
And
from me,
yeah, no.
y'all just be whipping them out.
Y'all be emptying clips.
Do they ever reach out to you
Never.
in a negative way to say, damn, you be covering all our stuff?
Nah,
Because I know that Adam did
Yeah.
something to point and shoot.
That's the only person he gonna do it to, though.
Struck his channel, you know, basically.
like everything that I do is pretty sturdy though. You know what I'm saying? So if they do that, like, you know, I'm not like that. Like, I won't say the average, but I'm just not like who think I'm like, bro. I can like. Everything is fair use, and I know I'm following the proper protocol. So if you want to do that, like, we can we could do it up, straight up. So, like, they really can't do anything. You know what I mean? But
I disagree. I think they can if they really want to.
I feel like we could do it then.
Yeah, because that fair use is not really cut and dry. It's not. It's very subjective, and if it ever ends up in front of a judge, which most of the time it don't.
Right.
But if it does end up in front of a judge, you might end up on the losing side of that like 90% of the time. Judges always choose the owner of the content over the person who's claiming fair use.
Hey, but you know what's funny though? Before we get into the
trial,
to the topics, hey, bro, the man Melvin Banks, he what you call it, struck what's his name, Spider, for using DJ Quick's song in his background as if he's DJ Quick. Right. So they just that's a fraudulent claim. So they just shut his whole page down. Yeah. And then he said his picture was in my thumbnail, and the thumbnail was all words. Reported my song, the Sassy Badass this, and you know, Alex did his thing, and that thing reversed, but no, this fool was crazy.
Yeah, I got like that's what I'm saying. I got people I work with who like, you know what I'm saying, they be on me about that kind of stuff anyway, because I mean, I was worried about that too. But like I said, I mean, go with your move at the end of the day. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I got Dre the Virgo and Alex Alonso. Yeah,
and more than that too. Like not like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just who know. Like, you feel me? But like again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't show your whole hand, but like, you know, go with your move.
I'm bulletproof. Y'all better leave me alone.
Well, most of all these disputes so far, none of these disputes ended up in court.
I don't play them games though. Like, I never strike nobody's shit. I like what I be hearing is like that shit taboo anyway, for real. Like, you don't strike nobody content or nothing. So like, I really don't be on that. People do the same shit with me. I be having all kind of ads and be saying foul shit, whatever. I'm not gonna strike it.
Well, you know, YouTube has a section of when you log in of all the people who stole your stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. If you go to your copyrights button, you know, I get it every day. I scroll through it, and I'm like, okay, I strike them if they stealing significant portions of the video, especially if they don't give credit. They're blurring out the logo, or if they're just on some negative BS. I strike them all the time.
I don't agree with that, for the record.
Hey, that first interview I did with Alex Alonso get used a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
I done been in diss songs using clips from there, all kind of shit.
The blurring out your logo and stuff like that, like, at least give credit. On some, you know what I'm saying? I think that's wrong. You feel me? Like, you should give credit. You shouldn't be trying to steal it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They do it all the time. Yeah. So sometimes I strike. Most of the time I strike them. I really do. Unless sometimes people will call me and ask me for permission. So there's a few guys that I don't trip on.
I've used your stuff before, huh?
Yeah, I haven't tripped on any.
Okay, yeah. Respect.
Yeah, because when I first saw you, I was like, oh, I like this guy. This guy got some good views, some good opinions, good viewpoints. So I rock with that. I just want to announce that we lost OG Batman this week. OG Batman was one of the first Crips that I met doing this research back in the 90s. And
How old was he?
I
know he like he original Eastside Crip.
he was pushing 70. I want to say he was 68 years old. And he has a book. It's on one of my bookshelves here. An incredible photo book of original Crips. He actually hung out with Raymond Washington. He's one of the few dudes that could talk to you about Raymond Washington. Yeah. Most of these dudes be lying, saying that they knew Raymond but he is the original East Side Crip, but then he became East Coast. He started claiming East Coast. I forget which one.
So he followed the agenda.
Yeah, he did. So we lost him. I think he was 68 years old. So rest in peace to OG Batman. All right. Also, I want to announce that it's been 2 months and 25 days since the brutal. What did I call it last time? What did I call it last time? And you corrected me on that, Munchie.
I forget.
I called it a brawl, right?
Oh yeah, that wasn't no brawl.
That wasn't a brawl. That was a beat down.
Yeah, that was spanking.
There was no comeback from the other people that were victimized.
All right, but the J. Reed dude went quiet though after his PDF file came public, huh?
Yeah, I heard that too, and then everybody like, well, shame on him. That's why it happened.
Right, he went quiet, so it's no Dodge Network for him, right?
Yeah, he went quiet after the Megan's Law stuff dropped,
and that's all real. Cause I really don't be knowing about that shit.
Yeah, I looked it up just to see. Yeah, I looked it up.
You look like an official nigga. Like you.
I want to know. All right, so what was the sex charge though exactly?
Oh, it was something pretty. It was with a minor. So
okay, all right, it's the real deal sex charge.
Yeah,
it ain't pissing in public or no dumb shit.
I want to say it said 14 years old or under.
Ooh, wait.
Something like that.
That's ugly.
So once that dropped, he pretty much went quiet.
His family probably didn't even know about that.
Oh, they probably did, bro. His family probably knew.
But okay, we got a theory up here. Like when you hit the internet and you enter the social media and internet realm, you got a certain amount of time before any of your dirt come out. It's gonna come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Jay Reed was within that time that we, you know what I'm saying? How long did you say, or you don't remember?
Well, I don't remember. I'm gonna do this real scientifically because we got a list of characters that have hit the internet and then their dirty laundry got dropped.
Right.
But it took time. It doesn't happen like in the first month, first 6 months. For some, it don't even happen in the first year.
Yeah.
So, but Jay Reed's dropped pretty quickly. It happened within the first year of him hitting the scene.
When did this dude Jay Reed even hit the scene? Because I only seen him hit the scene when he, you know what I'm saying, got stripped and shit. So
that's when he hit the internet.
When he hit the scene. Yeah.
Well, then that wasn't even. That was like a month, bro.
But the difference is, this is the first time someone got exposed through Megan's Law. I don't think we've seen anyone else.
Cowboy,
but that wasn't a pedophile charge. So.
But 600 said it's higher. You know, they got the levels. He said he did level 5. So that's not true.
There are different numbers to it, but 600 did say that he was a pedophile. When I looked it up, it was just.
I know the case. Yep.
It was an adult. It was it was weird. It happened during the course of a robbery. If you listen to Cowboy, he was snatching a woman's chain, and his hand
brushed up against her breast.
Brushed up against the breast. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But if someone wants to pull up the report, I bet you the victim would say something different.
But we looked it up, the penal code, and then like the elements of how that, you know what I'm saying? And well, his story kind of checked out a little bit.
It's possible that Cowboy is telling the truth,
right? But
it sounds far-fetched.
Yeah.
You know, the only way you'll know is if you go get the police report and read the victim's statement.
How you say something sound true and sound far-fetched? How you?
Because legally, it's possible.
I niggas be busting it down.
Legally, it's possible that you could accidentally touch someone on the breast.
That's toe up,
right?
Bro.
Especially if you're grabbing their chain.
Trying to grab their chain.
If you're trying to grab their chain, but.
So you just think
is it likely
the chain and grabbed her boobs like
Well, I'll tell you what someone else told me. Their theory was Cowboy took the chain. The woman probably was attractive and took a deliberate feel on her after he took the chain.
You know, the only thing I'm thinking about right now is just me being young at party, just slapping females on the ass and shit. I'm like, damn, bro. So I could have got one of them charges.
Oh yeah, smacking someone on the ass would definitely get you the same charge that Cowboy got.
All right, I've been
Yeah.
a teenager, didn't care. They turn around frowning like, girl, shut up.
But real quick though, so 600 be running around saying that Cowboy is a registered sex offender. He the highest level of that, right?
Yeah.
To imply that it would be something like crazy though, right? Like,
Right.
but what you're saying right here is that he snatched a woman's chain and his hand grazed her breast, and he was charged with that.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what Cowboy's story is.
I hate to ask about this, but I know you responded to it already on Instagram at one point, but there's a certain YouTuber who made a video basically accusing you of having sex offender status for something that happened in the 90s or something. That's not accurate? You said in the video?
Me being a registered sex offender, that's public knowledge. 1990, I robbed that parking lot. In the process of me robbing that parking lot, I snatched a woman's chain and I scratched her breast. So maybe 15 years later, coming home from prison, they said, now it's a new law, you gotta register. So
Wow.
that's something I gotta live with.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But as far as you put me out there like a nigga child mode and all this and all that, whip your dick out and go take a piss right there, you're gonna be in the same boat. You gonna go piss in public, you're gonna be in the same boat as a motherfucker that's tampering with kids, you know? So like I said, 1990, I robbed that parking lot in the process of snatching somebody's chain. She got a scratch on her breast, and I took a deal for a robbery. That was my deal, but years later, they said it was a sexual assault.
Okay.
But he wasn't charged with the offense that 600 accuses Cowboy of. When I looked at it, I even had Cowboy here. I mean, not Cowboy, 600. And I said, Cowboy, that's not a pedophile charge. He said, well, you're looking at the wrong one. And then he pulls his phone out, and he's trying to find some other thing and
That he never found.
that he never found. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
You know, I'm not gonna be proud to take a picture with somebody who has a lewd act on a 14-year-old as a man.
I looked up Cowboy's sex offense, and it was not, from what I saw, it was not a 14-year-old. It was just.
You must have looked up 1992. You gotta look up 1998.
Correct.
Lewd act on someone under the age of 14.
I didn't see that on the Megan's Law.
Yeah, you gotta look it up. You gotta go to People Finder and look up all that stuff. All that stuff comes up. Or do a PSI background.
Well, when you go to Megan's Law, it should list everything. They do have the 1992, which is not a 14-year-old. It's just a sexual assault on a woman during a robbery.
No. You want to pull up right now? Because we need to clear this up right now, too. Because he's telling people it's from a robbery and a scratch of the breast. No.
But why doesn't that appear on the Megan's Law database?
Well, what I'm showing you is on Megan's Law.
Okay.
I got that from Megan's Law. We're going to just go to it right now so everybody can see it, you know. Look at my video so people won't be thinking, you know, somebody lying on somebody's name. Because this is documents. This is all public record. You know, I ain't got to lie on nobody's name. Okay, so the code is 243.4 parentheses A. Okay, so let's Google this. This is what his conviction was in 1992. 243.4 parentheses A.
Yeah, 243.4A. I don't think that's lewd and lascivious acts with a 14-year-old.
That's not the 14-year-old,
Okay.
but it's not definitely not a robbery.
Yeah, 243.4 sexual battery. Yeah, sexual battery. That's from the 1992 case.
Okay, so when you click on it and they tell you,
And Cowboy spoke about that. He's explained that during a robbery, he touched the woman's breast in the process of snatching her chain off the neck, and her hands touched her breast. That's what he got a sexual. And there are weird ways to get sexual cases.
well, he wasn't put on Megan's Law for weird stuff. So California Penal Code 243.4 parentheses A, sexual battery. Okay, it's only one paragraph. Let's read it. California law prohibiting sexual battery applies whenever anyone touches an intimate part of another person's body while one of the persons involved is restrained, okay? The touching has to be against the will of the person touched and has to occur for sexual arousal, sexual gratification, or sexual abuse, okay? So this doesn't say it could have possibly happened in an assault, in a robbery. This is for sexual arousal, sexual gratification, or sexual abuse. It's California Penal Code.
But there's four main points that you just put there: sexual arousal, against will, restrained, and touching. So the touching, Could easily happen. Restrained is very vague. If you're doing a robbery, if someone comes up here and robs us and we can't leave, we're restrained. So restrained is vague. Against their will, anything that happens against us during a robbery is against our will. But the fourth point, the last point you brought up, for sexual arousal.
For sexual arousal.
Hey, you know how these police can be and these DAs can be in these charges. You know, they could throw that in there. He's taking a deal and he's signing off on it. I give him the benefit of the doubt for the 1992 case. Here's how we solve this. Just pull up that case.
Okay, for sure.
Honestly, I kind of believe what Cowboy said about how that went. I ain't gonna cap.
I kind of just don't believe nothing 600 say, respectfully.
Yeah, it's certainly possible because the law says you can do it through the clothes.
Right.
On the outside of the clothes. So, hey, you can get a sex offense for taking a piss
Next to a school.
in public and didn't see that there were some kids in the park across the street that are visible to you taking a piss. Boom, that's indecent exposure.
No, I think if you taking a piss outside, period.
I was just about to say that. The kids don't even got to be around.
Right.
If it's like a certain feet away or next to a school, you can still get that charge.
Hey, I'm not 100% certain on it, but the element of a kid possibly witnessing or seeing it has to be there.
Right.
If I take a piss in the middle of the desert and the sheriff happens, the park rangers are driving by, I don't think I'll get that charge.
Yeah, they go tweak on you.
If I'm in the middle of the desert at midnight taking a piss.
They be bored. They go tweak on you.
But if I'm across the street from Wilton Place Elementary and I just had to take a piss,
Yeah.
I mean, I just really had to take one. And even if I did it behind the tree, they might hit me with that charge.
Yeah.
You know.
So all right, say if I'm having sex with my girlfriend in the car, we parked up at the beach and they pull up, you think that's a charge?
I do think it's a charge, but I'm not sure what the charge is because your car is considered privacy.
I'm about to say, I've been like that's happened to me before. They didn't charge me with nothing.
Yeah.
You got cracked?
It was just like, get up out of here.
Yeah. Your car is considered your privacy. You need a warrant technically you need a warrant to go through your car unless you're on parole or probation. But there is an element of indecent exposure when you're doing that in a public place, though. If you're in a park somewhere in your car, I'm not sure you can get away with it if they want to be an asshole.
Right.
But yeah, 2 months and 25 days since the Burbank Police Department has jumped on this case. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because these idiots decided to record themselves committing a crime.
Yeah.
These idiots decided to post the video of themselves committing the crime. And I know you covered it on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Did you actually get to play the video back? Because when I tried to put the video on, I got hit. YouTube said that it was a little too violent.
I'm trying to think. I might have put one of my logos up, like, cause I'll be putting a logo sometime where it get to like the contact and stuff like that. So I think I got away with it because I censored it. But yeah, that was wild work. I just be feeling like the audacity of people. Like, it's one thing, like, not like that, but we know that kind of shit go on for real. Like, that's not really that crazy, right? But at no jumper on their premises, right? And to film it, you know what I mean? That's what's, and not even to film it, because like that's not crazy either. But to film it and release it, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing it being passed around the hood. It's another thing for it to hit the internet, and then it's like, yeah, I did that.
I think it's crazy to record yourself, even if you're not going to post it. Why
But I
document
see that shit though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, that goes on though. You feel me? It's all kind of footage that seen that the internet don't know nothing about, because it's just do that for real. It's just have record of things like that.
Yeah, a lot of fights get recorded, but that wasn't a fight. That was like, it was an attack, I guess.
We talked about the Diddy video. Niem, did you see the Diddy video of him beating Cassie up in the hallway?
Hell yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That came from the raid on his house. They found the video.
CNN. They got it from CNN, didn't they?
They got CNN is the one that dropped it, but where CNN got it leaked to them by law enforcement.
I thought they got that from the actual hotel. No?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No, not the hotel. Diddy bought that from the hotel and kept the video. And we were sitting here on one episode wondering, why would Diddy keep this tape all these years?
For a third time, a firestorm erupted over what could be one of the most sensational pieces of evidence against him.
We were there as some of his children. Is he doing well? And Diddy's mother, Janice, arrived to support her son in court. They were greeted by smiles and waves from a noticeably thinner Diddy inside as his lawyer fought prosecutors on several fronts.
Combs can be seen grabbing Ventura and throwing her to the ground.
This was the stomach-turning video that shocked the world 4 months before Diddy was indicted and arrested.
That conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
Now, it is at the center of a legal fight between Diddy's lawyers and the government. Extra has obtained the new court document just filed, where Diddy claims he's been the victim of unlawful government leaks designed to, quote, savage Mr. Combs' reputation prior to trial.
Right?
Yeah, that don't make sense.
And it came back to bite him.
He kind of different, bro. He kind of I think
He's very different, Munchie.
right. But for him to be his age, different. He on some new wave stuff, recording everything from sex acts to squabbles. Like he just like, you know what I'm saying. And then you should have burnt that.
Yeah, that.
And I don't think no establishment go give you the footage and that's just it. They gonna have that still.
And that's what I'm saying. But you know for a fact that they didn't, because I could have sworn that they said that they got it from the hotel or something.
No, Diddy's lawyer accused Homeland Security of giving the video to CNN.
Word.
Even though Homeland Security and the police, they're not supposed to do that. But we know they do that.
Of course.
Because they're trying to get public opinion on their side.
Everything,
yeah. And which is ultimately jury tampering, indirectly
of
jury
course.
tampering. So
they know what they're doing.
The lawyer believes, like, damn, these police leaked this video to CNN. I believe that's possible.
I'm with Munchie too, though. Like they have that like they're not just, you don't just, Diddy ain't just have the only footage of that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either. I don't believe that. If I'm the security guard at that, you know what I'm saying, up there, I'm gonna stuff it in my back pocket.
Yeah, but if you have an agreement with Diddy and his team,
what's Diddy to me?
They're paying you for the video. They paid, I think, what, $50,000?
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep
$50,000 to a man who's that rich. I would keep that video as well.
But
I wouldn't do no shit like this.
But the guy in the control booth of the video, where the videos are stored, is agreeing to Diddy to turn it over for $50,000. Here, you could have it. You're not supposed to keep a copy of that. I'm sure.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to, but we're supposed to do a lot of stuff.
Facts.
Yeah, but Diddy and his team is going to make sure this is the only copy.
How they going to make sure of that?
Make sure of that?
Because when they go there and they knock on the room where all this is at, hey, you guys, you got footage of last night? Oh, yeah. Can you pull that up? We want this.
Yeah.
Here's $50,000. Here's a bag. Give us the DVR. We're taking the whole DVR.
That sounds like a robbery, bro.
That sounds like a perfect scenario.
That's a transaction
to me.
Man,
that's how you're supposed to do it.
You sound real aggressive.
That's how you're supposed to do it, and that sounds like
you think Diddy called over the phone and said, "Hey, we're gonna come up there and buy this video"? No, they
no. But you think that somebody don't see that footage and don't think in their head, I want to have this. Now, Diddy could come after whatever, you feel me? But you don't think that somebody who's witnessing that, who sees that, knows who this man is, and don't think that they want to have their own?
How big was that?
I'm just asking.
How big is that hotel?
He had the whole floor to himself, though.
Yeah, but how big is that hotel?
Large.
Okay, how many cameras do you think that hotel has?
A lot.
You think that there's a possibility they didn't even see that on the video because there's so many cameras, there's so many monitors, and they're not watching them all at the same time.
No. We gonna go off facts. No. They seen it, and then she left, and then she tried to come back.
Well, we don't. None of us know how it really went down.
Too, though, right?
Just going off
what you just said, like that's true, right? But this is what I'm gonna say. You don't think it's somebody who's watching Diddy's floor? He got a whole floor to himself. You don't think it's somebody who's paying attention to his floor?
Right.
Because he's Diddy.
Right.
What's there to pay attention to? Everybody's inside closed doors. We're gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch this hallway all night long.
Man, but
how many days were they in there?
I'm just saying, but yeah, I am. I'm gonna always tap in with Diddy's floor because it's Diddy on here.
I'm gonna just watch these hallways.
Let me see if Cassie come out naked. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, people do much weirder things, Alex.
No, I do believe there's one copy. I believe they paid $50,000 to these people that don't even make that in a year. I think that they got the DVR. I believe that they didn't just get a thumbnail of the video. I think they took the whole DVR and walked out.
He was supposed to burn it.
Yeah, he was supposed to get rid of it.
If your theory is right, it's the only copy. Well, I don't know why he have it after all these years.
And according to Diddy's lawyer, they seized it in the raid. And then
that's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I'm probably the only man that's out here saying free Diddy. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Because he not being charged with that, bro. So they taking the jury pool with, you know what I'm saying, keep trying to show that.
I get what you're saying.
And then on top of that, you know, it's a lot of Victoria's Secret dudes out here that fly women out. That's what he was doing, flying females out.
Victoria's Secret.
It's just, it's like now you don't fly no females out. Diddy ruined it.
Hey, I got to make a very, very serious correction on Jay Reed. It wasn't a 14-year-old. It's not, I repeat, it is not a pedophile charge. Nice. But nonetheless, it is a very serious charge. It was the sodomy by force or injury on another adult female.
Right.
Sodomy by use of force or injury. My bad, Jay Reed. My bad.
So he's like, this ain't too much better, fool.
It is a little bit better because it's not with a minor.
Yeah.
It's not with a minor.
Sodomy is sodomy, though.
You tore her butt up.
Yeah.
Because she got injured in the course of the act.
Here's an example that could happen to any one of us. A woman can say, hey, I want to do that. And you say, all right, let's do it. And you start doing it. And she says, hey, stop. I'm not feeling this right now. You're supposed to stop, right?
Yeah.
Do 100% of men stop at that point?
She ain't gonna call the police.
Wait. Yes or no? Do 100% of the men actually stop at that point?
I can't call it. I don't know how to answer that.
I can't speak. I can only speak for
like you know me. No, when you tell me no, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Like I can't speak for no other men. Nor can I say, do I think it's just you know what I'm saying? I can't speak to that. To be honest with you. You feel me?
Well, I'll say that half the men will stop.
Unless you got statistics or something. Because you seem like a statistic.
I don't have data on that.
Yeah.
But just based on life experiences, I believe some men, especially the no means no thing, is a more modern thing that we're taught. I would say from 2000 on, the last 25 years, when a woman says no, that means no.
Yeah.
But in the 80s, when a woman said no, that meant maybe.
Oh, that's crazy.
Try a little harder.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in the 80s, no meant like, you really want this? You got to push the line.
Yeah.
I was born in '89, people. I grew up in the '80s, born in '89.
So I'm just offering a possible scenario that Mr. Reed was in, where he didn't register no meant no, but the other possibility is he just took it.
Hey man,
you got to get the report on this to find out what really happened.
That hypothetical you just came with is dumb.
No, a lot of people go to jail for that.
So we about to have consensual sex, and then I just like, hold on, wait, let me. And then I'm calling the police. You tripping?
I heard some people actually make you sign some sort of agreement, like celebrities and people of high profile nature, when they're interacting with a female. I need you to sign this. Because if you say something and you change your mind.
Dave Chappelle did a skit about that. I don't know if you remember on the Chappelle show. I remember that skit.
That special someone, and you're letting your desire for each other take you to incredible heights. But these days, you can never be too sure they aren't going to dispute whether the sex was consensual.
Wait a minute. Before we go any further.
Which is why this night calls for the love contract.
What's this? Nothing. It's just a document saying that you're a willing participant in this sexual experience.
I remember that skit. That was funny.
Because women can change their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do know for a fact in the late 80s, early 90s, people went to jail over not stopping after a woman gave you consensual.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. Like, from experience, like back then, was going to jail and they was doing it up with them, and then
it was consensual in the beginning. Apparently,
that's a tricky ball play. I'm gonna just be honest.
The law says a woman can stop you at any point of the act. Even if it starts off consensual, she could say at any point, "Hey, let's stop here." And if you don't stop there, then that's rape.
I don't like you putting that out there.
But it's already out there. People is in prison for this already. But no, he. This is not a pedophile charge. I just want to clear that up. It is not a pedophile charge. All right, so
he need to go hang with Crip Mac. You know, Crip Mac always talking about busting some assholes open. We need to go hang with Crip Mac. Oh God, fight Crip. You need to go hang out with Crip Mac. Shit.
And then you remember when we talked about this case when it first came out, Sodomy. Who was our guest? Because I said Sodomy comes from the Bible for the town Sodom and Gomorrah.
It was Young Ant.
Yeah, Young Ant. Young Ant.
Yeah, so that's in the Bible.
Man, that is a real story. And if you're a follower of the scriptures as I am, this is a real event that happened, with real human beings. And these two towns really existed. It was Sodom and Gomorrah, and it was considered, we were using the current language, freak-off places.
Mm-hmm.
Sodom and Gomorrah was where all the freak-offs was at. And today we use the word sodomy for anal penetration, which is crazy because it was a city.
That is crazy.
Called Sodom.
Hold on, anal penetration that's not consensual.
No, sodomy
I think
can be consensual or
the meaning changed, bro.
No, sodomy just means anal sex. This is.
Oh, I thought sodomy was forceful anal sex.
Oh no, if you sodomized, then that's.
My bad.
No, sodomy doesn't mean it's. Sodomy just means anal sex. Let's pull up the definition.
Ain't nobody gonna use that word. It ain't good. You don't. You know
It sounds bad, right?
You're
It
right.
sounds illegal.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't just sound like okay, like let's say you know what I'm saying, two mans want to do their thing. They like, oh, let's engage in some sodomy.
Oh, you know what?
Right?
You guys might be right.
I felt like I was.
I know I'm right. Sodomy. I wasn't gonna practice that word.
Yeah, sodomy. It says here.
I don't even use that word.
The crime of oral. I didn't even know this. The crime of oral or anal sexual contact or penetration
forcefully
between persons of sexual intercourse between a person and an animal. But it's the crime. I did not know sodomy itself is the crime. I thought it meant anal sex.
Animal.
Anal sex is anal sex.
Yeah.
You said it on an animal?
Oh yeah, it says yeah, but that's actually called bestiality. But in this definition, or an animal.
And we going left.
So. It will have to be a real witness to that because the dog can't be a witness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, let's
Yeah, that went left field.
Yeah, that went crazy. I just wanted to correct Jay Reed's case. I don't know if that.
It don't make it no better.
Yeah, I was about to say, does that make it any better?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I was like, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not a
Okay.
14-year-old.
Here's the last question on this. Here's the last question on this. What's worse though? 14 years or under, which is lewd and lascivious acts. California state law, lewd and lascivious acts is when you do have sex with a 14-year-old or under. It could be consensual too, even if
I get you.
Or a sodomy with an adult female.
They both toe up.
But what are you saying? Are you saying that are we saying that the 14-year-old shit is consensual or it's not consensual?
It can be consensual. It's still against the law in the state of California. That's called lewd and lascivious acts. So my question is, which one's worse? Lewd and lascivious acts with a 14-year-old or under, or sodomy with an adult female?
I don't believe there's a right answer to that.
I mean, I was about to say
that's a tough one to answer.
Like a trick question.
Yeah. That's one I won't answer. I just, you know what I'm saying?
I always just think anything with a minor is just off the table. Anything minor. Minor is always top offense.
And this is what, like, all right, just for discussion, right?
Yeah.
So I feel that way too, off back. That's just how I feel. But I also feel like sodomy on an adult, like, yo, for what that is, the person don't want that.
Yeah.
So you're violating this person regardless. Is it cooler for you to violate an adult than it is a child? I feel like violation is violation. But the kids, don't get me wrong, but you also said that it could be consensual. So if a 14-year-old sitting up there like, you know what I mean? In some places, the age of consent is far lower than it is here.
16.
Right? So,
Majority
and that's crazy to me.
Like over 30 states is 16.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. That's what
Over
I said.
30?
I think they need to make it across the board, all 50 states, one age, and don't confuse the demographics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Cause then you got Drake kissing a teenager on stage, and they like, oh. But
Over here, it was cool.
Right. Where he was at, it was cool. Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18 in California. And 18 is the minority for...
Both of them is foul for the record, though.
No, 18 is the minority.
Yeah.
So if somebody is raised all the way to 25, that 16 is the legal age, then they move to California and still practicing what they've been raised on.
They're committing a crime.
But that's what they...
But that's they standard. That's on me, yeah. I think all of it's wrong. And when you move out here, nigga, you got to acquiesce to what we doing out here, bro. You're not in Colorado or wherever. So you can't just be smashing on the underage chicks.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I think they both wrong for the record.
Okay, I could ask this question a little bit better. Which one you think gets you more time in prison, according to the state of California?
The kid one?
Yeah, I haven't. We'll look that up for next week. Which one carries a...
Well, what I do know, PDF files, people that do these type of crimes, sex crimes, they always get out again because they look at it like an illness instead of like you just did a bad act. So they think you could be corrected and they let them back out. They look at that like illness, and then they strike again. You know what I'm saying? Versus if I just shot somebody, completely miss them, now I'm going for 30 years.
All right, so we're gonna move on to.
Don't want me to be a judge.
Hey man, have you ever worked in law or something? Cause you like real by the book.
Oh yeah, I'm in the courts almost every week.
Word.
Yeah, I work with
Okay.
defense attorneys.
I get that off you. Like I don't think I really ever got it on camera, but with like sitting here with you and how you just be, I'm like, oh, this intense. he know the whole thing.
Well, the reason why I brought up the 2 months and 25 days for the brutal no jumper beating is because somebody's going to jail for posting a video brutalizing these two guys, regardless if he's a sex offender. The law doesn't care.
Period. No,
they don't care that this guy has a sex offender past. They're still.
And he's already been charged and registered for that. So the justice has been done on that.
Oh yeah.
For the record, you feel me?
Well, he can never go back to jail. You gonna get justice done on him again. You know what I'm saying? You know how we treat those in jail with them type of cases?
This case goes back to, he was convicted in 2009, and he was released from prison in 2015. So this is, 15 years ago now?
Yeah, he slipped through the cracks. But now it's on the internet. Everybody done covered it. He in trouble.
Yeah,
so he gotta be a good boy.
Yeah, he been staying quiet. But also, this dude Termaine, a.k.a. the fake loose cannon, had his girlfriend post a video that suggested he was already in jail or was about to go to jail because they had this video of the police surrounding their neighborhood, which was something unrelated to them. But for whatever reason, Charisse wanted to post that and make us think that, oh, they finally did get your ass and arrest you. But he is not in jail. He was not arrested. You reacted to it, I believe, on your channel, right, Niem?
Nah, because to be honest with you, I felt like it was a play. I'm new to the YouTube stuff, and I understand, oh, plays be ran, right?
Yeah.
So now I kind of be attacking shit like that. Like if it's interesting enough, I'll cover it and let my people know. I don't know if there's a play or not or whatever. And that I kind of knew that he wasn't. I knew that he wasn't. That wasn't for him. And so I never covered it. But what I want to say is, what made you feel like that she was saying that they're coming for him? Because I feel like when she posted it, she didn't really say anything. I think people kind of assumed.
Well, I went off the title.
Okay, what was the title?
She titled that they're looking for loose cannon.
Oh, well then there it is.
I think.
But what she said was,
if she changed it.
She said, "My block, I can't get to my house and my street blocked off. My husband's at home, but I hope he's okay, right?" But it just hurt the how she went about it. You know, somebody, baby daddy or wife would call like, "Is you good?" You know what I'm saying? Or so,
because I watched the video, but I don't think I paid no attention to the title. And if you say she titled it that way, then that's what that is. You get me? Then that's what you're doing. You're implying that they there for bro. But in the video, I don't really think that she said anything.
No, she didn't.
Indicating that they were there for him.
No, but here's the title. I'll read it right now. She hasn't changed it. The FBI surrounded my house looking for loose cannon. I can't see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Devil's advocate. That is like,
and that was uploaded after she knew he was okay. Believe it. You know what I'm saying?
And that wasn't even the FBI. When you look at the cops that were there, those were Vegas PD. Yeah.
But no, she seen a negotiator, so she, you know what I'm saying? She don't know no better.
I knew it was a lie right from the bat because they don't live on that street. They don't live there.
Right.
I know where they live at.
I said the name of that street in my song. That ain't it.
You said the name of the street in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about the Nikki girl and some.
I don't want to say the name.
I forgot it.
Even though it's public, if you do your due diligence.
You know, I don't want nobody.
Yeah, we ain't doxing
like
anybody.
with that.
But I knew that wasn't their street.
Okay.
But I was like, is that close to their street? But no, if you look at the video, you'll see there's a traffic light right down the street that she was recording. There's no traffic lights in their community where they live at. So I was like, this ain't even where they live. So I'm like, what is this? What's the purpose of this? What was the purpose?
Running Medea plays, man. He learned from Wack. Well, I'm lying. He been doing that before Wack.
Yeah.
No, I'm lying.
This dude, yeah, he been running these plays since the 2008, 2009.
Right.
This the fake loose cannon, aka Termaine. But yeah, it was all BS. Termaine, yeah, his name is Termaine.
Termaine Ashley Williams. His mama or daddy named him Ashley. That's crazy.
But I don't understand. Like, you don't benefit from these plays. Did you see a benefit? It got 11,000 views.
Yeah, they talking about it.
I was just gonna say, man, that's what and I understand that.
But they're getting talked. Here's the thing: is being talked about negative a good thing for a creator?
It depends on who you talking to.
It depends on the creator. For
Yeah.
me, I don't think it is, right? Because you know what I mean? I don't want it's talking about me negatively, you feel me? But it's like, for guys like that, why do you care? As long as your name, I think that the whole thing is just to have their name in the headlines. It don't matter. And I mean, I reacted to some shit, was it yesterday, where he called himself the devil, you know what I mean? So, anything like that, like, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't care if you're being talked about in a negative way, you know?
Well, within 2 weeks, we had one person, his baby mama was recording, and he sold his own footage, and then here we got another baby mama recording something on a whole different street, acting like her house around it.
Oh,
so like people want that type of negative attention, I guess. Though
they say all publicity is good publicity. That's like a thing they say. Again, I don't agree with that, but you know that is a whole saying. You know, long as you being talked about, and this the thing. You know, I always talk about that. It's like, people follow this stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? People follow all this stuff. If they talk about it and do it up, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
I don't want to go viral for the wrong reasons, bro. Like, even morals over money, for real. Like,
Yeah, but what's the whole point of? I mean, does that mean you embrace when you get embarrassed? Like Roc Star, for example, that wasn't a good look for Roc Star. I think Roc Star would take that back if he could, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, it seemed like he started embracing. He started liking the attention.
I think at that point he had no choice.
That part.
No, it seemed like he feeling it.
But he's being real though. Like, this is a different landscape out here, bro. Like it's just different. Go ahead though, bro.
He on live stream with academics. He calling in to No Jumper every other day. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get at the Brandon dude from Viral Ways. Like,
shout out Brandon from Viral Way, man. I really
Yeah, but that's after the fact that he's got to do something. He's trying to make some money off of it. If he could rewind the clock, you don't think he would go back to that day and say, "I'm not going to Marathon Burger"? If he knew that if he could foresee Blac Sam doing that, you don't think he would not go?
Well, I was told once before, common sense not that common, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't believe he would change it. That's me personally, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, because I just see how people. I mean, it's just like you watch what's going on. Like, I don't think he would do it. I don't think he would do it different. This is the most anybody been talking about him for a minute. I mean, unless I'm wrong.
He seemed mighty happy on Camp Capone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I believe he would take it back. I believe he'll take it back.
Yeah.
Why you believe that though? I want to know.
Because I don't. When I watch him and I hear him talk about it, right when it happened, he looked unhappy. He looked embarrassed.
That's before he knew his.
He felt. He looked dejected.
Okay, but look, all right. So then, why sell the best footage of the situation that you have to somebody? Because if you really feel that way, then why not do everything in your power to not have that out there?
That's a great point.
What I'm
actually,
saying?
that's a great point.
I don't get that.
I think that once it was already known, Blac Sam did what he did to Roc Star. I think he just felt like, you know what, I'm gonna milk this now. I'm already embarrassed. The whole world already saw it. I got this footage. Let me start selling it. I think he just went into desperation mode and made a couple of, I think I estimated he made like $2,000 in one day, in 24 hours. And he went into desperation mode, but I would never have released that video.
But that's why I'm saying I don't believe he would change anything, because at the end of the day, that was the best footage that was out. You saw the other angles, and it's like you really don't even know what's going on. And I feel like when you look at the best angle, which is from his baby mama,
yeah.
You know, it wasn't nobody around in them crowds that was holding cameras either, right? The angles are from people's cars and random passerbys. Bro, that was shot like y'all did that on purpose.
But I think the embarrassment was already there, because once he gets pushed across the street, the person that was across the street recording, they end up getting the close up. And it's like, wow, bro, you got pushed all the way to across the street. It was already out.
No, but the part that made it viral and it turned him into a caption talking about get cracking and come back.
Oh yeah,
come on, bro.
That's what his baby mama got.
Yeah.
And there was no words. What you're talking about, when he's being pushed across the street, you could barely hear anything. You don't know what's going on. People could just make up whatever they want, but you let them know exactly what happened with your footage, and he was pumped about it. He was. I don't think he would take back anything. I stand on that.
All right. Well, that video that we briefly mentioned, that was the beating at No Jumper, it was actually recorded and sent to 600. And we're going to talk about 600 because you had an interesting phone call with 600, Munchie. But I was talking to someone yesterday about how did that beating video even get to the internet? And 600 proudly proclaims, "I'm the one that dropped it first. I'm the one that released it." Like that was a good thing.
Well, the cameras was already rolling before it really got physical, right?
Yeah, that means they knew it was about to happen. Yeah,
Premeditated.
And I don't believe 600 was there. Whoever shot it sent it to 600, and then he uploaded it, and that's how we saw it. And then of course YouTube shut his channel, not his channel, but shut that video down. And I think the video that we all watch, it comes from Trap News. He's the one. Somehow they didn't strike his channel with the same video that they struck 600's channel with.
How you know?
How you know?
Because the video's still up. You can go to Trap News video channel right now and watch the No Jumper beating. Yeah. So, but I think he put some. He did what you talked about. Little censors here and there on the video.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think 600 just uploaded it raw.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That was vicious.
He did some doctoring.
Yeah. So you had an interesting phone call with 600, Munch.
Oh yeah. Cause really, Pee Wee from 40s, that's my boy, and I've been tapping at him for like 3 days, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause the last time me and Pee Wee we got on the call and I uploaded as content, he was speaking up for Mr. Lovejoy a whole lot and stamping this and stamping that. And I'm like, that ain't a good look, man, because he's doing the police work. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with your mans? And then and I'm like, yeah. So he ended up calling. And then, a boy was on the other phone, on speakerphone, and he just called him on three-way. And I said, I'm about to record, bro. So if you don't want me to record, it's cool. I'm just hang up, bro. He's like, all right, go ahead. So I got some questions. You feel me? And I hit record. Yeah. I want to know, why would you speak on an open case, bro, as gang members? You supposed to be from Rollin 60s. That ain't what we do. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let the police do they work or whatever. And it ain't being insensitive to the family. That's for one. So I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea about that. You know what I'm saying? But why is you doing the police work? Because you dislike somebody.
Yeah.
And he said he got it from an article. Was repeating what was in the article. Or what the family already said, but I don't believe that to be true, because where's this article?
Well, I have the article right here, and there's nothing in the article that mentions any suspects. There's nothing in the article that mentions DNA. And the article is from 2021. This is a 5-year-old article. There's nothing new about this article. There's 2 articles that are from Vegas that cover this story, and they're both from 2021. So no, none of that stuff that he was speaking on, Munch, was in that article.
I mean, I know it wasn't in the article. That's why I kept bringing it up throughout the conversation. But I guess he disliked the man that much. So I don't know. Morally, I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Certain conversations is not conversations. That's not even content. That's called some other shit they doing. I don't know. They need to put a name for that.
Yeah, I don't even.
Police work. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's crazy. And then Wack calls into No Jumper and on speaker and just like force all this, like knowing they going whatever live, I believe, and say all this crazy stuff. If I was Brick Baby, I would have smacked the phone out of Adam Hand. This conversation over.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hang that up. You know what I mean?
Look, I interviewed.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
So bro knew you was recording the phone call?
Yeah, he knew it the first time too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and he said he acted like he did the next day. But
all of Munchie's calls that are recorded are done with prior knowledge of all participants.
Yeah, I don't mean no disrespect by that.
No. That ain't no disrespect. The only person I recorded unknowingly is Wack, because he don't deserve that respect.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did that.
I recorded him, but no, everybody, hell yeah. I let him know. Hell no, I ain't with that.
I told Munchie that he should play the part in the beginning where they're given permission so that you don't have the confusion of, was this?
I mean, at the end of the day, you do what you do. You feel me? People record phone calls. What you want to do is your business. I was just asking because to me, right? Now it's like, okay, when I hear that, it's like, damn, it's almost like he playing everybody, right? It's like yeah, record this, put this out for it could do the views, so I could get some more motion or steam behind the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, who? I don't know.
Nah, I told him I was gonna record it. If not, I'm just gonna hang up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
But everybody from Pee Wee from 40s, the Tania recently, it was Reggie Wright. You know, I let them know, like, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to discuss what's going on around the Reggie Wright time. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And then I would never record nobody without them knowing, except for that dude. And we ain't gonna be on the phone ever again because I changed my number. You know what I'm saying? To do a wax. So, yeah.
And a lot of people don't know in California, it's illegal to record phone calls without consent.
Yeah.
Most of these calls are all without consent.
Yeah, but 600 and Whack recorded me, bro. They assume it's Clubhouse, but I'm gonna sue their ass. I ain't tripping. I don't think suing somebody is snitching, right? But if you can handle it in the streets, y'all street people like that, then go do it. Like, handle it that way. But Whack is not a street dude. He self-admitted and 600 not at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I'll shoot the draws off niggas. Oh yeah.
Yeah, most of these calls are done.
I feel a lot.
They're done like when they recorded J.O. Felony. J.O. Felony didn't know he was being recorded in that phone call when they all called him up. When they did you a couple times. I think they got you like twice, Munchie.
No. No. They got me once.
Okay.
They got me once, and then
Niggas is cold, bro.
No, they got me once, and then the other one is Clubhouse. Like they assumed that was a call on Clubhouse when I said the stupid shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I think they got me once.
And
Brick Baby got caught twice.
Oh yeah. He
got caught
like 2.5
plenty
times.
of times, man.
Yeah,
he should not even use a phone at this point, in my opinion.
He just try to talk in person.
Man.
That's why I hang up on these guys when they call me. Just hang up. 600 calls me, hang up. Whack calls me, hang up.
Man, Loose Cannon texted me last month. I knew it was time to change my number. I'm like, it's over.
Oh, yeah, he called me the other day. I didn't even answer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he tried to FaceTime me the other day. Because I like texting him every once in a while.
Oh, you play the game?
Crazy.
Yeah. I text him, I'm going to read you some of my texts to him because I think they're funny.
So what's the deal? Is this all content like niggas in cahoots somewhat, or what's going on? Because I don't understand that.
Okay, once I read you some of these texts, you'll see that I'm absolutely not in cahoots. Hey, you need to send more money to your baby mama, Nikki. You be sending your kids crumbs. You claim you're balling? Send Nikki more money.
Shout out Nikki.
It's a bug out.
Hey, beating women up is still illegal. I got the hospital documents when you had Charisse in the hospital last year. You lucky she didn't call the police on you. I know a nurse in that hospital, and she told me she believed you beat her up. So you think I'm in cahoots with this guy?
Nah, I don't.
Damn, you got to be the dumbest ninja on the internet. You're inviting them boys to be knocking on your door real soon.
What he don't be saying nothing?
Sweetie.
That's what he said.
Let's see. Yeah. What you talking about, sweetheart?
That shit is funny.
I don't do nothing illegal, sweetie. Nah, this.
So he really liked that in real life.
Hey, okay. Here's the last one I'll read. You said you have a warrant because of me? You dumbass idiot. I decided to call Riverside, and you a mother effing lie. They sending me your domestic violence warrant right now for beating women. If I ever, my own typos. If I ever, y'all want to still take your lives, I will post the truth to your warrant real soon, which I haven't done yet. I'm working on a domestic violence video just for Sweetie. They did a video saying he's got a warrant for his arrest because of me.
They said it a couple times. They went on back on Fig. Like, Big, you sent Alex a video and he called my PO and I got a warrant. Like, huh? Like, your PO wouldn't warn you that you got a warrant until you come in. I'll holler at you and then they go cuff you up. They don't, like, they just lie, man. Like,
yeah, he has a warrant for beating up Gigi, who he's currently still married to. The divorce hasn't been finalized. I
see your content on that.
Yeah.
With the first wife or whatever?
Jazz, no, she's the third wife.
Oh, word, my bad.
Yeah, she's
Shout
the
out
third
Gigi.
wife.
Gigi. Shout out Gigi.
Jasmine Adams. She sat right in the chair you was at and told us the whole how she met this guy
Exciting.
and how it was downhill since their whole relationship.
Yeah, I watched that because
Yeah.
I was just curious at the time, and I was doing like, I was like messing with that content for a little. You feel me? I had to get up out of there, but
You got up out of that content?
yeah, because it was just like, you know what I'm saying. Then like, you know, like my people and shit is just like, they're like, you know what I'm saying. That's just
Well, I'm on top of this guy. The main reason I'm on this guy is because I grew up with the real loose cannon.
yeah. I seen your content on that. I
That's
seen
my boy.
the real dude. Yeah.
That's my boy. I just talked to him last night, and he's complaining about some other stuff that his phone is ringing because of this guy, and he's been going through it for this last
So
year.
you mean to tell me the world ain't caught on to that? This dude plagiarized his whole life, and they still believe in some of the stuff.
Some people still do. They're still believing it.
I mean, how much proof have we got for any of these claims that these people make? Yet they still, that's what I mean, though. People still follow this shit, bro. People still.
No, it's entertaining to these people at some point.
Right.
Honestly, I don't find him funny. People say he funny. He ain't made me laugh yet.
Nice.
Except for when Bird Baby was like, "You don't even know how to talk." He said, That was funny. He was trying to blurt some shit out, but other than that, I ain't laughed not once.
Now,
bro.
the funniest, I'm going to tell you, when I laughed the hardest was when I saw they were on Drinks with Jinx and Charisse Mills slapped him. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that too.
But what about when she went on No Jumper with him and she was talking about everybody she got hit by? I'm like, he just sitting quiet like an idiot. I'm like, damn, bro. You got a baby with a well-known industry hooker, bro.
Oh, sure.
And you just straight with it. Like, you just sitting there like, I know you want to say shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, them boys are coming for you real soon, sweetie. I just want you to know that.
I'm starting to think they ain't, though, man.
You don't think so?
Nah, but you know, he might still wait till the statute of limitations. He might, you know what I'm saying?
No, this is like a 3 year statute of
We're
limitations.
coming for you, sweetie.
I don't always yell on nobody, especially if he ain't gonna go to LA County Jail and get an issue like where you go get some. You know what I'm saying? He go to jail like in San Bernardino, shit. He ain't gonna get no real issue. Like, he got a big following in the IE.
Well, he's wanted in Riverside County and Los Angeles County, so I don't know which county jail he'll go to.
I want him to go somewhere he could bump into my homies. Well, actually, that sounds bad. I don't always yell on nobody, but you know what I'm saying? Let's hit that county jail and go get spanked.
I do want to see him hit the LA County jail rather than the Riverside County jail.
Right.
I love to see that.
No, he got love in IE, bro. He be like 30 IE dudes deep.
Yeah.
Like, sheesh. He got a cult following. I ain't gonna cap.
But all those IE guys that he had up there at No Jumper, they getting picked up. Here's.
I don't think so.
Okay,
bro.
here's
There's too many people right there.
Okay, listen, Munchie. When was the last time you heard the police say?
Oh no.
When was the last time you heard the police arrest a whole bunch of people and say, after a 2-month investigation, we've arrested X, Y, and Z? You don't ever hear that. It ain't ever just a 2-month investigation.
Sometimes.
Nah. It's like, I just heard one the other day. After a 24-month investigation, what about young Aunt Hethe? After a 5-year investigation from 2008 to 2013, you know, this is not going to take 2 months.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the people up top, when I say up top, I mean the feds, right? I think the feds is alerted Burbank, leave that alone, man. That's my people, and I'm talking about whack 304, because you know they gonna protect his they folks,
his asset,
right? They alerted Burbank kick back on that building. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy right there, the bald head with crater face.
I will say I'm wrong if there's no arrest by August.
I don't think it's gonna be no arrest.
But damn, you think it takes that long for something like that? Like what you're talking about, even with Aunt Hefe. Shout out Aunt Hefe. Even with that, like that's a whole thing. Like,
yeah.
That's a little different than just nigga cutting dry. This nigga whipping feet, stripping niggas naked, and it's on camera. What more do niggas need on an investigation? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. I ain't wishing nothing on nobody. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you think it takes that long for some shit like that?
I do.
I don't know law like that.
The first thing that they're gonna do is identify every single human being in that parking lot. That takes a minute. I don't even know everybody that was in that parking lot.
But Burbank is bored, right? They ain't got much action, so they ain't got nothing to do but mess with that incident. But like I said, I believe that the bald head dude is working and but now that they fell out, the floodgates might be open for loose cannon now.
I will believe I will say Munchie is correct if there are no arrests by August, because that'll be 9 months. And if there's no arrest by August, then I'll say you're right, Munch. After August, I'll say I was wrong.
Yeah, he ain't.
They weren't investigating them.
But you know they're actively investigating right now.
I know how Burbank police moves.
Okay.
They don't play. You spit in Burbank, they gonna come find you.
Yeah, they petty. They pulled us over at the pump. He wasn't even driving. Like, how you pull us over?
And they're aware of gang conflict, because there's a couple of small gangs in Burbank. They're aware of everything. They even had a Burbank police officer get killed once in some gang shooting. So they're very protective of their city. It's a nice middle class, upper middle class, predominantly white town that don't play around.
Gangs in Burbank is crazy.
Yeah, they got.
I'm about to say, because I'll be working out there, like all the movie studios and shit is out there, bro. And it's like I never seen nothing that even looks sideways in Burbank, bro.
You got to go to Elmwood. Go to Elmwood Street. It's a little street. It's nothing but apartment buildings, old rundown apartment buildings. That's a hood right there.
What is it called?
I probably won't go there.
Elmwood Thursday or something?
It's called BER, Barrio Elmwood Rifa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I just learned something.
One of the first gangs even to get a gang injunction ever.
Why everybody the first gang?
One of the first gangs. They got a gang injunction like in the early 90s.
We said that about somebody else, though.
Well, the first gang injunction in the city of Los Angeles was the Playboy Gangsta Crips.
Right.
1987.
Right.
But Burbank got one in like 91, 90, somewhere around there.
Oh, yeah, they not playing about their city.
Yeah, so I will stand corrected if there are no arrests by August. How about that? I'm going to give it to August.
Yeah.
No. I just saw a whole arrest in Huntington Park of the city council members there. And when they did the press conference, they said after a 5-year investigation, we've arrested X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but that'd be different type of crime.
Stealing money.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That kind of stuff's so intricate. You kind of it take time to get your ducks in a row and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I feel like, damn man, what more do you? But you just said like you gotta identify everybody in the parking lot, and I guess that's for the case, right? To be able to talk to them or whatever.
They're gonna identify everybody in the parking lot. They're going to identify who was recording that. They're going to figure out the transaction from how that video got to the internet. They're going to figure out Christopher Lovejoy's involved in this in some kind of way. He's the first person to upload this. They also got to subpoena all of the internet records that have been deleted. You know, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. They're going to have Christopher Lovejoy's upload. Even though that upload doesn't exist to us, YouTube is going to turn that over. So one of the guys in the video, he deleted all his Instagram, which is pointless.
Yeah, that's pointless.
Yeah, it's pointless because they go back and get everything you deleted.
Yeah, I know that from experience.
I've seen it in many cases.
Use nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna be reading all of the DMs between people. Hey, did you get that? Yeah, I got that. Did you see what he did? They got all these DMs. You know how many DMs probably went back and forth? Text messages went back and forth. They're pulling all of that. You know, Twitter usually gives resistance to these warrants, so they got to wait 30 days for Twitter. I don't know.
So in your opinion, do you think Wack threw him under the bus in any way, shape, or form?
Oh yeah, every time he spoke about it, it's like it was on gangster, it was on neighborhood. I had to step back. We later found out it had nothing to do with gangster neighborhood.
And then there you go with a gang enhancement, because what Wack said, it was a neighborhood gangster crip.
Yeah.
So I mean, I still don't think he'll go down though. I don't think so, bro, because I believe.
I guess you guys expected arrest would have happened within the 2 months and 25 days it's been.
But I don't know law like how you just said. Like I didn't even know that they needed everybody in that parking lot. What you need everybody in the parking lot? You got the footage. You know who the niggas is. You got the niggas. You got the victims, and you got the people who was. You know what I'm saying? What more do you need? What do you even need nobody else to talk about anything for? We saw what happened.
Well, they would love to have witnesses testify against them.
Right.
So
I mean, what you need a witness for if you got you recorded yourself doing a crime?
Everything.
Hey, it's like
That's what I mean.
Hey, with the Eric Holder, why did they need Cowboy to get up there and tell a story that we all could see?
So he could debunk.
It's a stronger case.
So he could debunk his defense and not get manslaughter.
Yeah, but
that's the whole reason why Cowboy was so.
But they could have prosecuted that case and got the same results without Cowboy.
Nah, he could have got manslaughter.
Yeah, the 9 minutes is very, very difficult to overcome.
The man really need medication and take medication.
Yeah, but with manslaughter, you would have had to do it more the heat of the moment, and they made a big deal about it was 9 minutes. The prosecutor was like, he had 9 minutes to cool off. He had 9 minutes to think about this.
Right.
That 9 minutes is a long time. You know, I don't think they needed Cowboy at all. But hey, the more the merrier. The more witnesses you can get,
the digger you deeper.
Yeah. So they want to get some witnesses in that parking lot that are willing to say, and you don't know if there's a witness there that just that's a mom, and I know there's some girls in that parking lot. Hey, we're gonna take your children away. You better tell us what you saw. Tell us what you heard them talk. Okay, you know, they're building a case. I believe they're building a case because I know how Burbank, I know how Torrance.
I just feel Burbank is bored, and they would have been on it. They not busy like 7 division
going on out there for real, like literally.
They would have been like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll see.
But we'll see in August.
Yeah, we'll see. So, hey, I remember a while ago, Munchie, on a previous episode, you said you had Dejon Paul over somebody else squabbling, and then here we go. We got a video of Dejon Paul squabbling with Rosecrans Vic. Is that just a tongue twister for me? Rosecrans Vic.
Well,
Rosecrans Vic, and I saw Dejon Paul actually drop the dude.
No, the one that got dropped, not him.
Okay, who's the one that got dropped?
The one that flew and kicked him is
the one that kicked him twice in the head while he was on the ground. That's Rosecrans Vic.
Oh, okay. So Dejon Paul was fighting some other dude.
Yeah,
mopping him up, mopping him. Fuck you talking about? He was working.
We'll call him the unidentified victim.
Okay,
because he got what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Rosecrans Vic, the one came with the flying kick.
Okay, so we got to assume Rosecrans Vic knew the dude that Dejon Paul was whipping on?
Right. I believe because they was both Hispanic, right?
I
believe they were both Hispanic.
Okay. So what do you guys know the backstory on that? Because I'm not really tapped in.
It was supposed to have been something disrespectful said about somebody that worked alongside DJ Head. How you pronounce his name, Stylist or something like that worked up there at the radio station, and I don't know what they back and forth was about, but when he got diagnosed with cancer, he said a lot of disrespectful things about him, and honestly, I don't know if he's resting right now or not, but he said a lot of disrespectful things. Everybody thought that was like he went too far.
Dejon did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And everybody felt he went. They talked about it on Community one time. They were like, "You think he went too far?" And they were like, "Yeah, he." You know what I'm saying? And then he just got a spicy tongue because the dude, I believe Keem, he said something about his deceased parents. You know what I'm saying? So when they got the opportunity, I guess from what I hear, boy, that the initial dude he beat up, spit. That's when he threw his dukes up and he did his thing, and then he got jumped. You know what I'm saying? But it all stemmed from what he said about, I can't pronounce his, excuse me, but I can't pronounce his name, that worked alongside DJ Head, and people wasn't feeling that, talking about his cancer and shit.
Okay, I don't know the name of the guy, but
Something with an S, like.
I saw a tweet that Dejon Paul did. He said, "Hey, I just got jumped at Rollin Loud, but at least I beat up the first one," or something like that.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, he dropped him.
He did that.
And I feel like, he probably maybe did go too far with them comments about, but Dejon be doing that, like, he be saying foul stuff, right? But, like, get your issue, bro. Like, bro fighting, he taking one fade, nigga, line it up out there. I think that's weak to wait till a nigga get on the ground. He didn't even fire on bro while he was standing up, chunking. You feel me? He wait till he hit the ground to kick him in his head twice. I still think that's weak, regardless of comments. I think that shit weak.
All right, so did he wait, or that's when he came around the action?
Nah, I think that nigga waited till he hit the ground. I think he was around and seen that nigga chunking. You had to see that going on. You see them niggas lining it up right there. You see that. You see bro drop. Then you see Dejon on top of him like he about to keep smacking and punching on him, whatever. You feel me? And then that's when bro decided to come in like I don't know what and kick him twice. I just think that shit weak. I'm not with none of that kind of shit. Like, wait till bro done. Get your issue. It's not that. You know what I mean?
No, I feel it. But man, when disrespect come in play, man, you can't put no limitations on people's demonstrations. Like, it's like, I don't know how. Oh, well, Rosecrans Vic work up at the radio station too. So, right. You know what I'm saying? So, he might be near and dear to him. So, yeah.
Then line it up. Like, if you really feel a way about it, then line it up. You a fight about it, nigga? Then line it up. You wasn't even willing to fight about it. That's what that showed me. You wasn't willing to throw hands about that. You wanted to wait till the nigga was down to kick him. But you right. However, do they issue, you right. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's like you don't really feel away.
Man, but
you would have got at him.
It's a catch-22, right? Because of his preference. So I think it looked worse because he gay. You know what I'm saying? But if it was like a regular street dude, I don't think it would have looked as bad. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it's never a good idea to get physical with a gay dude. I would avoid that at all costs. You know, I don't even want a verbal spat with a. You know what I'm saying? You know, they shit gonna be way more disrespectful. Whatever I gotta say, I just avoid that type of. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Dejon Paul probably been fighting his whole life because of his homosexuality.
Well,
probably got more squabbles, you know.
They said he went to Inglewood High School. If any viewers got any stories, it was a squabbles at Inglewood High School. Yeah, I like to hear it.
Bro. Growing up in LA, bro, all you do is fight. Not trying to be like that. It's like he grew up in LA, he probably was just fighting anyway. Shit.
But when you gay, what would your fights be about?
Getting teased.
Okay, and from what I've noticed, because everybody went to elementary with somebody gay, all the way on up. You already knew that's how he is, right? So from what I saw, like all my life, the openly gay people don't get teased. They be the people that's trying to hide it. Like the ones openly gay and hang around with the 3 girls every day, nobody bother him or say nothing to him.
That's a fact.
So I don't know when did it become open or whatever. I don't know that because I don't know him that well. But I know people that let it be known what they is. They don't get bothered. I went to school with a gang, people that's gay. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I remember when I went to Fairfax High School, they had a gay student union.
Damn, back
is that right?
Yeah,
that's wild back then.
They had a gay. It was the only. I believe at that time, this would have been like 1980. I'm gonna say 87. It was probably the only school in the LA Unified School District that openly acknowledged the homosexual student body. And it caused a lot of other gay kids to go to Fairfax. So now Fairfax has this whole gay community. They used to call it Fairfax. When I was there in the 80s.
Damn.
And they got teased a lot, trust me, because Fairfax had a lot of gangsters that were getting bust there from other neighborhoods also.
Yeah, my uncle was to Fairfax. It was a low.
So all the West LA Crips went to Fairfax. You know, dudes was getting bust from different hoods to Fairfax.
Fairfax is crazy, though.
Yeah, in fact, Fairfax, check this out. Here's another interesting fact for y'all. Fairfax is probably the first and only school that actually had homicides that occurred on the campus by students to a student.
What year?
A dude named Antoine. Damn, I'm forgetting Antoine's last name. Antoine got killed at the phone booth in the Fairfax hallway. I'm gonna say 1986. He got shot by a West LA Crip that's still in prison.
I don't think
to this day.
I don't think that's the first. 87?
Well, it's the only school. Well, Dorsey has a homicide, but it happened in front, outside. I'm saying in the school, on the property of the school, inside the school. They have 2. Fairfax has 2.
Dorsey, that was like the last 10 years or something?
No, the Dorsey one was in the 80s. It happened in the front of, and they caught the dude 20 years later. He went to jail for 20, 25 years later. That happened in the front.
Got chipped out Dorsey, though.
Which one were you referring to, Munchie?
It's one that happened in Fremont. Dude from 89 Families shot a Crip at Fremont in class.
In the classroom?
Right.
Inside? Okay. You know what year that would have been?
That's what that's why I'm trying to play with it in my brain. But you say 87. I believe it's before then. I can't put a year.
But then Fairfax had another one. They had 2 of them.
Damn.
I was like, wow, this is crazy. Because Fairfax is not in the hood, for those who don't know. It's way, it's actually not too far from Blac Sam's.
Melrose, bro.
Yeah.
It's in the hipster part of Los Angeles where it's nothing but shopping and, you know what I'm saying?
But what borders it is what all the West LA gangsters. So, they go be Fairfax and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's where they go to do it up. That's real.
So I think that it depends on I bet you if you had a chance to listen to Dejon Paul tell his stories, I'm almost certain he got teased growing up, and took a few squabbles for it.
paid off because he whooped on homie.
Yeah, I don't know. I believe if he was open back then and not trying to disguise it, he wouldn't get teased. The ones that be trying to play games, like, you know, they go get picked on.
Yeah, because I'll say the same thing. I don't remember too many gay people who was getting picked on. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't care about
Young and Hefe told the story about the dude, Hush the Princess, that was in the feds with him. I know Marlon personally. He never got teased. Like, shit.
All right, well, shout out to Dejon Paul. You one of the few out here that really put your dukes up and did your thing.
Squared up like a heterosexual male, homie.
All right, the last thing I want to know is if you guys tapped in with this Charleston White video of him snitching on his co-defendants when he was 16 years old on a murder of a white dude in a town called Irving, Texas, which sits right between Dallas and Fort Worth. If you ever take that drive between Dallas and Fort Worth, you're going to drive right through Irving, is where the Texas Rangers actually play. And for whatever reason, 30 years later, this video is just hitting the internet.
30 years later is crazy. I only heard about the video, right? But 30. So where did it come from 30 years later, you think? Where do you think it surfaced from?
I don't know, but Charleston White reacted to it and said, "Oh man, they been played that, and that been on the news years ago. That's not new."
That's 30 years old.
I just want to know, how did this surface up now? Who like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we see a lot of body cam footage, like, you know what I'm saying, all the Chicago dudes in jail and all, but like for it to be 30 years ago, and there ain't no phones back then, like really popping. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's not shying away from it, but here's my problem with what he did. He participated in a homicide. He might not have been the trigger person, but he was a part of the crime. And I hate it when the police they let a participant off that is just as guilty as some of the other participants. In fact, one of the participants is sitting in jail to this day.
And they keep going to his parole, his appeal hearing, the parole hearing, whatever you want to call it, and saying why he should stay in jail. And that's, I don't know, man, that's diabolical, bro.
Damn, wait, so you're saying Charleston White keep going to the dude who's in jail for this, he keep going to his parole hearings and telling him he need to stay locked up?
Right.
According to Melvin Farmer,
nigga, bro.
Yeah, he goes there and says he fears for his safety if these guys are released from jail.
Hey, and guess what? How old is Charleston right now, bro?
Well,
I believe, because people think he older than what he is.
If this was 30 years ago, he's got to be 46 because he was 16 in the video.
Right. Easy math. That's crazy, though. That is diabolical, my nigga. If you're going back to the court every time this man is up for a...
And it's a viral picture. I'm looking banged out with a blue rag and chunking up 60s. Like, it's a viral... Y'all seen that picture?
No.
Oh, it's out there. Like, he was looking like one of them boys from everybody telling me. I'm like, okay, he was really trying to participate. But I don't think they had any enemies back then, right? So I think they were just hunting for white people. That's what it sounded like. No, for real. Like, who was y'all beefing with?
That's what he said, though. That was his whole thing. He was like, nigga, y'all niggas be out here killing each other. we was doing that.
All right, I'm gonna play a clip from him on the stand here. This was a news clip. Part of this footage was as part of a news clip that covered this story back when it happened. So the footage is grainy and old, and here we go.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled the hammer back on the gun. And then what happened? He fired.
Doolittle is accused of gunning down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away. White repeated the conversation he says he had with Doolittle after the shooting.
I said, look, you shot him. What did he do? Started laughing.
Levy had been married only 4 days when he was shot.
But I always had my dreams of my Prince Charming.
I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away. White will be testifying against all 3 of his buddies in exchange for a maximum sentence of 12 years. A juvenile judge reduced the charge from capital murder to murder against Doolittle, so the teenager faces from 5 years to life in prison if he's found guilty.
My bad. I said Irving. It's Arlington, the town between Fort Worth and Dallas.
That's where the Cowboys play, right?
I'm not sure if the Cowboys play there, but when you take that drive, you pass by the Texas Ranger Stadium. It's right. You can't miss it. But, hey, Charleston White, he looks the same as he just got a head full of hair at 16.
And a youthful face. Yeah, he do look the same.
He look the same. He ain't even put on no weight either. It's just crazy. He's almost 50 years old. He's probably weighs the same he weighed when he was a teenager.
That's heart-wrenching when your boy next to you doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but there's 2 ways to look at this. Maybe they went to go rob this store.
He wasn't trying to catch a hat.
And they weren't. The intentions were not to shoot anybody or kill anybody. But then why take a gun? Why have a gun? If he knew dude had a gun, then you knew that was a possibility.
Right.
So that means you're a part of it. But I don't know the whole case. I'm sure he can say, hey, I didn't know the guy had a gun. Who knows what his version is. But he cooperated and got less time.
Yeah, that's toe up. That's crazy. He said, "What?" He laughed. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, and he didn't look very comfortable up there testifying the way he's comfortable talking today.
Right. I could believe he wasn't comfortable with it. But once he did that, you might as well keep going now. Just be King Snitch, as they call him. Like, shit, you already done messed up.
But I think he's admitted to telling before this video even came out. I think he's a self-proclaimed
snitch.
Yeah,
and he stands on that.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to be tough though. Right there, I don't think he was proclaiming to be a snitch back then.
No, I'm saying like during the last few years of his run on the internet, he had already admitted that he told. I believe he has already admitted.
Oh yeah, no, everybody knew what he did, and I don't know if it's self-admitted but everybody knew. But it's just like. Everybody could see it now. That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now you got the guy that introduced him to the world is now going in on him right now, and that's OG Melvin Farmer. So Melvin Farmer and Charleston White were very close friends
in the beginning.
In 2018, when Charleston White moved to Los Angeles, he lived in L.A. for a couple of years. He lived off of Figueroa. He lived in the Denver Lanes Hood, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I dropped him off one time, like halfway between. We were in the studio on Pico. He had to go all the way down to like 109th or something, and I dropped him off somewhere like halfway, and then he went about his way, and it was a completely different dude in 2018 when he was living in L.A.
I believe he a manipulator. I believe he could transform into wherever he want to.
Mm-hmm.
He could talk gangster. He could articulate himself very well. And then he like, you know what I'm saying? Like he could like a chameleon, you know what I'm saying? But sheesh, bro. And then old boy was only married for 4 days.
Shady business. The nigga was like an activist too for a bit. Cause I seen mad stuff where he going into the courts trying to get bills passed for the city and do like righteous work.
Yeah,
I want to know where that's documented that he did that, or is he just saying that?
No, I've seen I've seen the court footage myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you could look it up because I've seen it.
See, man.
That's what I'm saying. How you say he's a chameleon. That's why I'm like, I second that because it's crazy how you go from one end of the spectrum to then, you know what I'm saying? But his whole thing is like, when nobody respecting, I'm not like caping for him or nothing, but he said his whole thing was when nobody respecting me trying to be like, hey man, you gotta do this. I come from this. We trying to be positive and righteous and all that. So then that's why he turned into this nigga he is now. Yeah, I'm snitching. You is this, you is that.
Well, it's way easier to do the wrong thing and to be negative than to be positive. For real, it was way easier. So
that's a fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But man, that ain't no excuse. That dude, he came that late with a mission because I believe he very smart. He infiltrated the Bloods and the Crips, got knowledgeable about the gang and stuff, went to Nipsey funeral, and then he blew trail and got up out of here.
Yeah, that was 2019 when he went to Nipsey's funeral. and I think he moved here in 2018. So yeah, he was hanging out with everybody.
He was out here, from what I hear, wearing overalls and
Oh,
dressing
yeah.
like a farmer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what's crazy? When Melvin Farmer asked me to do this podcast with him, and he said, "Hey, I got this guy, Nat Turner." He was going by Nat Turner at the time.
And that's what it's up on your page as, a Nat Turner interview?
Well, I put Charleston White in the title, but he was going by Nat Turner.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'll do this for you, Melvin. That's my boy. So Charleston White put a flyer on his Facebook page to say he was going to be on this podcast, and he had a picture of him with the coveralls, the overalls, and he put me on the flyer. He put Melvin Farmer. It looked crazy, this flyer with him and his coveralls on, and the dude barely said a word in the podcast. It was quiet.
He was infiltrating, getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was getting some, like somebody said, intel.
Yeah, he was fascinated with the history, the Stanley Tookie Williams stories, the Raymond Washington stories, and I guess that's why he decided to hook up with Melvin Farmer, because Melvin Farmer is an encyclopedia when it comes to the history of this L.A. banging.
Okay.
So he got on the internet. It's like, I need to meet this guy, Melvin Farmer. This is the guy that I need to tap in with. And Melvin Farmer, cool. You can call him up, and he's approachable. And the next thing I know, we was doing a podcast, and then, what is it, 2020 or 2021, somebody's telling me, hey, you remember interviewing this guy? I was like, I don't know this dude. I never met that guy a day in my life. I had to go back to the footage, and I'm like, whoa, that's the same guy. The same guy.
And
I couldn't believe it.
He say a lot of foul stuff. He let a lot of foul stuff come out of his mouth.
And I was surprised that I saw he just did a reaction to this new footage this old footage surfacing. I thought he was in jail. Didn't he get arrested a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, he probably bailed out. He working with some chili these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
He bailed out, but man, boy, we all know he a snitch, but goddamn, like when it's materialized, you know what I'm saying?
And I don't know if I knew this story. Like, I know he called himself a snitch, but I know that he said that he, like, off the a white man or whatever, he hang his hat on that, but I don't ever remember him saying that he snitched on the people he committed the murder with. I don't recall ever hearing that. So this is news to me. That's crazy.
Well, I remember Melvin Farmer said that he had the paperwork about a year ago. He had the paperwork on him testifying. So it was known that he did testify, but this video is just like it puts it all in perspective now. Completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were aware. Melvin was already on his head. He was on his bumper. I guess they had their falling out, and he's been trying to bring the facts to the public
and keep his co-defendant in jail. Hey, bro, see, they don't got that law, that 25 or under law. You know what I'm saying? They, you know what I'm saying. Your mind ain't fully developed, and you making adolescent decisions, and like they must don't got that out there. And they need to get a second chance at life. He might not even be on the same page he was on way back when he was 16 or whatever.
Yeah, for real.
It's been 30 years later. That's crazy.
Well, his reaction to this video being out, one of his reactions was, "I don't care. I'm rich. I'm rich."
Well, Mr. Doolittle, his when he come up for appeal again, his representation need to highlight. He's trying to keep my client in jail, and he keep committing crimes himself because he been in jail like 2 or 3 times since he been on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like he's running around with a gun. He's not scared.
Oh yeah, he pulled a strap out on it during the podcast. Did you see that, Niem? About a year or two ago?
Hell no, pull a gun out? No, I never saw that. I saw him pull mace some nigga or something like that. I ain't seen him pull
he pulled a gun out on the dude from Chicago. I don't want to say his name, but he pulled a Blacc out on him.
I'm thinking that was about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He got highlights.
Yeah, he do.
He got highlights.
I rarely ever even talk about Charleston White. I don't think he's relevant to our space. I don't think he's even relevant to any of the other spaces he pops in. But it goes back to the whole loose cannon thing. People like to platform individuals that's going to bring them views.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this brother talk about Charleston White the other day, and the topic of the platform that always puts him on came up. Sean Cotton's Say Cheese.
Yeah.
So if we really have a problem with Charleston White, Say Cheese is one of the first ones that needs to be addressed about it. You know, I don't know if that's ever going to be a possibility.
No, it ain't gonna ever be a possibility. It's a lane for this though. It's a gimmick lane. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna name off all the gimmicks if I'll be having a podcast war or whatever. But it's a lane for the gimmick shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the marriage of Say Cheese, Sean Cotton, and Charleston White, yo, they eating. It's hundreds of thousands of views. Just.
But now like Charleston White eating with a few people like that, if you notice.
Yeah.
He keep doubling back because they get those views, you know what I'm saying? I used to do commentary on him till he just disgusts me so much that I'm like, oh, I'm not messing with it. Because I'll say my piece, you feel me, against this he doing. But it's like, you get tired of hearing it, and it's just like, I don't even want to cover it. I don't even want to put it on my platform no more. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that the Say Cheese is his number one go-to. I think they've done at least 10 interviews. Maybe even more than 10.
More than that, for sure.
Yeah.
More than that, they getting some bread together. You know, they related through money now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't think I don't think it's probable that someone like Say Cheese will say, "Hey, you know what? He's bad for the culture. I'll stop interviewing him." I don't think that's a possibility because look at all the people that platform Termaine Williams. He's an absolute nobody that gets to go on No Jumper. He's getting interviewed by
academics.
Academics? Why would you?
Because he's a joke and an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Straight up. But yeah.
I mean, shit, he come by way of what? You know what I'm saying?
And then I was very disappointed in.
Too, though. What do he do too?
I was disappointed in the guy, the Latino guy.
Hater World.
Haters World. They had Loose Cannon on there. I'm like, why do you want to interview Loose Cannon? You know? And I like Bro's channel. I think
that's my dog right there. I'm even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I like his channel.
What's his name again?
Blue Devil.
Blue Devil got set up.
And I was gonna say that, and I happen to know like about that shit, like back channel. I don't care to get into that, but really it wasn't even them. Just to be real with you, like I mean, ultimately it is their decision. I said the same thing when I was covering it. Like, why would y'all even allow it? But really, it wasn't like. He was like, hey, let's have Whack and Loose up here. Because that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't even know Whack was coming on here.
Yeah. So.
I mean, but we got to learn how to say no. Look, check this out. When it comes to Termaine Williams, I got an email either in December of 2023 or January of 2024. Hey, I got this guy named Loose Cannon. He wants to come on your channel. He's going to be the leader. He's going to be the next leader of the Rollin 60s Crips. some crazy shit like that in the email. So I tapped in with the brother. I'm like, why would I want to interview this guy? I'm like, this is pointless. I don't want to interview this guy at all. And then literally, maybe a week later, he's on No Jumper. So they had a plan to push him to as many platforms as they can get him on. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, not everybody said no. And the interview that got him viral on No Jumper ultimately got taken down after they received the cease and desist.
Yeah, I brought that up when I first went to No Jumper. I told Adam that was on him because it's your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have, you know, and he agreed. But, you know, he let old boy bully the program. You know what I'm saying? The ballhead dude or whatever. But it's somebody I told you, like, man, I think you would have not did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? He a blood dude. But I'm like, man, you shouldn't do that, Adam. I mean, Alex, that's...
Oh, yeah. No, I say no to a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
I think we got to.
I feel like, that's integrity, though. That's what I'm saying. Everybody don't got that. And we need more of that. So, like, I respect that. You feel me? Everybody don't deserve to be platformed. What are you doing? Like, what am I platforming you for?
Right.
There's a few people that I would never interview. And I'll even say I probably made a couple of mistakes in the past.
What, not interviewing somebody?
No, putting a couple people on the platform that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I know one of your...
But I would never do it again, you know? And, you know, I want my platform to be looked at 20 years from now, 30 years from now, like, oh, okay, this guy really was meticulous about who he put on there and who he decided to shine a light on. And I hope I stand separate from all these other chumps out here that will just put anybody on the channel. Right. It's disappointing, really, because all our channels are kind of associated with each other. but we as you say, we not the same. Is that one of your lines? We not the same.
I do not know you.
Oh yeah, you say what you say? I don't know y'all. I don't know y'all. Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know y'all. I'm gonna take that to we not the same. Even though we're in the same space, we cover the same topics. We not the same.
Not though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I stand on principles for sure. For sure. Like, okay, what's the first openly gay Crip rapper or something? What's his name? That went to No Jumper?
Woolrich?
All right, dude, right? The Tony dude.
Tony Woolrich.
All right, see.
You don't remember that one, Niem?
I ain't know his name, but yeah, I remember that nigga. He said, I thought my seat like this.
Man, bro, I wouldn't have never interviewed him about anything gang related. So if he was like something that has something to talk about, I don't care about him being gay, like Frank Ocean or somebody. That's something different. But your claim to fame is to be the first opening gay Crip rap. That ain't what I'm doing. I ain't gonna disrespect the Crips like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a game and a gimmick.
He asked that nigga how he throw up his C.
But I don't think Brick Baby took too much backlash for that. Everybody kind of forgot about it and moved on.
Him and Rick Rock was going at it behind that. Remember?
And then plus, that's what happens when you work for another platform. You got to do what they say. So it's, hey, we got this guy coming in at this time, Brick. You got to interview him, and that's what it is.
Well, for real, you think so?
Absolutely.
Hey, well, guess what? I'm gonna conduct the interview the way I wanted to conduct it. Then.
I feel you, but I get what he's saying though. Like you know what I'm saying? That's what happened when you get down.
He got blind. I think Brick Baby got blindsided because he said he didn't know about the guy was from Hoover until the day of the interview.
Yeah, he still could have sat out.
Yeah,
but
I got blindsided like that when I used to do the Gangster Chronicles before, in 2019. The producer of the show said we have Vlad. I said, bro, I don't want to interview Vlad on the Gangster Chronicles. I'm not interviewing Vlad. Hey, he's on his way here. We're going to be doing Vlad. Y'all interviewing Vlad.
Right.
I said, for real? I said, all right, we interviewing Vlad then. I got my paper out, started writing my notes, what I was going to ask him. Go back and listen to episode 15 of the Gangster Chronicles.
Word.
Of the interview that Alex Alonso did with Vlad. Okay?
So
that's how you're supposed to do it.
Cool.
No, we ain't cool.
So you did what I said I'd do. I'm gonna conduct it the way I want to conduct it.
Look, he called me the next day and said, hey, I ain't got no problem with you. You did your job. You asked the tough questions. I'm cool. And then days later, he blocked me on all platforms. Twitter, Instagram.
I thought about it.
Yeah. So I don't think Brick Baby was going to go that route with Tony Woolrich, you know. But you're not playing me like that. I told the producer that this is a guy that is not, I don't want to associate him with the Gangster Chronicles. We're building a nice brand here, and now we're going to go left and interview Vlad?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I had to do it.
No, nothing.
I said I'm going to do it my way, the way Munchie said. I'm going to do it my way.
The lady had nothing to sum. She suggested, we sit me and Cowboy down at the same time over there. Now, I respectively, decline. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me and bro, we don't really share the same views. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would be shocked to see Cowboy and Munchie on the same thing.
No, that couldn't happen. That couldn't happen. It ain't because where you from at all. It's because he stand on what he did like it was correct. You know what I'm saying? So, like...
Well, it was correct for a lot of people, though.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it's definitely not correct for a Rollin 60 Crip, though.
Yeah, street niggas go by different rules, man.
But I think he gets away with it because it was Nipsey was the victim. So he might get a little...
Yeah, man, but hey, Niem, I stay away from Nipsey conversations because I get to, you know what I'm saying? They get to talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about what it's being said, who's saying it. So, because where I'm from, they get to talking all this weird shit, but...
You know how that shit go.
You can't tell on nobody, bro.
Hey, do you ever do interviews, Niem, like through StreamYard on your platform with folks?
No, not really. I mean, I have... I did, like, a sit-down with Droops from Haters World. That was, like, an in-person interview, though. But yeah, not really. Not really.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I was going to ask if you had an opportunity to tap in with Charleston White on the Gangland Niem platform, would you do it and ask him the hard questions, or would you just stay away from it?
Nah, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I've heard everything that I need to hear from bro. You get me? Like, he's been around so much. I got enough about him where I don't know what hard questions I could ask him. And he's like a tap dancer. I've seen him do this shit enough.
Yeah.
I don't like people like that either, who you can't, you can't have open dialogue with because they tap dance and they trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not with it.
You're absolutely right. It would be a waste of time. It would be a waste of time.
Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I would even attempt it either because I know the conversation, he's going to deflect the conversation into another direction. He's going to avoid your answers, or he's going to try to justify it in some other, yeah.
And I'd be like emotional too. I'm going to just be real. Like, I'm new to all this content shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, respectfully, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't really, I mean, I'll be wanting to, like, put hands on niggas and shit. That's not even part of this, though. You know what I mean? Like, just stay away from certain shit.
Yeah. What you going to say, Munch?
Yeah, I absolutely want to do it. I don't like, he disrespected Lil Sody, son, rest in peace, talking about how he.
Oh, so you would try to have a.
Hell no.
Oh, you wouldn't? Yeah.
No, hell, man, come on, bro. You Slim 400, that's my bro. He did. Like, you just, for no reason, he get disrespectful. So, hell no, I couldn't do nothing like that. Ain't nothing entertaining about all that disrespect shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. All right, man. Let the people know, Gangland Niem, where can they tap in with you? And before you answer that question, I noticed you always shout out the Discord. I have no knowledge of Discord, and I'm wondering, do I need to tap in with this another platform? Is what's your whole give me the 30-second description of Discord?
Just a place where you like build your community. You know what I'm saying? Probably like 300 people in there, and it's just like I got bots set up, so all my drops go right there. So 300 people get those alerts for the drops, and then it's where I could like interact with my community more. You feel me? Because I'm not an internet nigga. Like I don't be on the like Instagram. Like I be telling people follow me on Instagram. I don't be on Instagram or nothing. But like I pop in there, bro. I play video games with my brothers. Like I'm a regular dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I play Call of Duty and stuff. So like I could, you know, build with the community in there. You feel me? And I met some cool people who people like part of my team now who I met through building my Discord who know how to do this and do that. It's like.
And do you know all these other ganglands that are gangland something else, gangland something else?
Not all of them.
There's like a bunch.
I don't know any of them. I don't know anybody. Respectfully, though.
I don't know you.
I don't know you. That's a real thing, bro. It's not like really a slogan.
But these guys are actually following you. They took your name on.
Yeah.
I was in your chat one day. I'm like, damn, look at all these different ganglands.
Yeah, I ran across that too.
Yeah, and respectfully too, like shout out to all them people, like for the most part, everybody who got the gangland on their shit, like they kind of know how I am, you feel me? And like I don't really be with like the weirdo shit, niggas trolling in people chats or nothing. Like you could just see how I run my program. Like I'm not really with like the BS. And everybody who got the name for the most part, like they like carry it the way that I would respect. But at the end of the day, I also can't tell nobody nothing. Like I'm just not so attached to this internet stuff. You feel me? I find it flattering that people even want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But just know that like I don't like strategically pick these people or anything like that. They just change it on their own. But it's a few people. Shout out Gangland Duda. That's my dog, bro. He's a real peaceful dude. He's a Muslim too. You feel me? One of my Akis. You feel me? And like he's cool. Gangland Pharaoh. That's my dog. Like, but you know what I'm saying? They kind of just do it up, and I'm not mad at it. Like, I guess that come with the shit.
All right, let everybody know where can they tap in with you on the YouTube and the Discord and whatever else you want to shout out.
Gangland Niem everywhere, bro. At Gangland Niem. The A's are V's. That's the difference, not with the A. The A's are V's. That's not for no reason. Nigga not from VNGs or none of that shit. I got that before. It's just funny. That's just how I spell my shit. You feel me?
It's like an upside down.
Upside down A, exactly. You feel me? I low-key got it from ASAP, bro. We used to be rapping. We've been on tour with ASAP and shit, and like I low-key like just start doing it when I seen them niggas on that or whatever. But yeah, at Gangland Niem everywhere, you feel me? Instagram, YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Go tap in with the YouTube channel.
Thank y'all for having me too, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you go live almost every day? Or
really it's supposed to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But I'm a grip, bro. And I don't got no shows coming up till mid-May, so I just try to do whatever I can at time when I'm not on a gig. I just try to max it out. You feel me? Because it's hard to create the content at this rate and be, you know what I'm saying, on it like that when my job is like demanding like that. You feel me?
Definitely go tap in with Gangland Niem on his channel, and Munch, you've been going up on your channel.
Oh yup. Everybody follow up Rachel Hart _TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to come with some interviews so I could kind of steer away from the back and forths and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be solely, you know what I'm saying, just rebuttals to, you know what I'm saying, the negative though. So I'm about to be knocking out some interviews or whatever. So
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all tap in, I'll tap out.
And make sure you tap in with the Street TV platform. We're on Spotify, iHeart, Apple. If you're listening to us on the Apple app, make sure you leave us a rating and a review. And if you are checking us out on the YouTube channel, go ahead and leave a comment below. We'll have all the links in the show notes below. And thanks for tapping in on another episode of Straight Politicking.